Let's talk about sunscreen. The two types, chemical and mineral. Mineral actually blocks, so it's a mask over your skin, and it's usually either titanium or zinc. And chemical actually zaps the UV rays when it on contact, and it's things like this, chemicals like this that cause a reaction, and it converts it to heat. So now I'll show you my collection and how many are chemical and how many are mineral. They're all chemical. It's totally ruined my video because I was about to say how I've switched from mineral to chemical and how mineral was so lumpy and clogged up my skin and that, but it turns out I was using chemical all along. According to Google Bard, mineral has got 27% of the market share, so you can see it's really losing it chemical. I guess the consumers spoke with their... I'm doing this video for myself, so it's a let's learn together video where I speak with confident ignorance on the subject. Yeah, the video was meant to be how I'd switched from mineral to chemical and how intelligent I was, like, because no longer was I getting all that big cellophane look on my face, but it turns out I was wrong. All these ones, it seems like the active ingredient is octocrylene. You need a magnifying glass to read this, but there's octocrylene. That's the only one I could see out of that list. Octocrylene plus octocrylamide. I'll look at these longer later on. Active ingredient, in my opinion, octocrylene. Octocrylene and octocrylamide copolymer. I'm the type of person now who would wear sun protection now all year round because I don't want skin cancer, but also I don't want wrinkles in that either, you know. But also I've got an old relative who keeps getting melanomas on their face and that, you know, because that's probably from sunburn, maybe even when they were a baby, or, you know, because I've probably got a lot of sunburn baked into my system as well, you know, from years ago. But even I get burnt this year in March. It was the first time in a long time that I went out cycling without sunscreen, because I thought, well, the rays aren't bad enough yet, the UV rays. But it turns out I was wrong. I get really burnt, you know. I could feel it really hitting my face. And also I think it damages your eyes as well. I think you can presume that any sunscreen in the shops now is going to be chemical, except if it says mineral on it. But I wish they would, you know, say chemical or mineral on them, you know, so that you know for certain. Some are combinations as well, but I don't think there can be that many now. But for mineral, if it says titanium or zinc, then it's definitely got a mineral one, and that's a blocker that blocks. That's like a mask, but then it gives you that sort of, that white look, you know, you get the white film over your skin, whereas chemical is meant to be more, Google Bard says more aesthetically, cosmetically elegant, because you're not getting that sort of shimmer on your face, but I do. But maybe it's all the other things that they add to their creams, you know, like shea butter and stuff. So I thought I was moving from mineral creams to chemical creams, and I even wondered if they do chemical creams. They do, that one. In fact, both of them are chemical creams. So I was moving to what I thought were chemical, they couldn't be creams, but it turns out you can get chemical creams, and they all are. But really I'm going for these because of just that shimmer on my face. I don't want it anymore, you know. Yeah, because if you come home cycling after 100 miles, you know, and then you need to take all that cream off just as you're about to go to bed or something, you know. These are all like £3 to £5. This one's Home Bargains. Usually I check Home Bargains first, but now Aldi and Lidl are doing cheap ones. They're small packaging, which I prefer. I suppose for families they'll want big things, but if it's just for yourself or something, then you probably just want smaller ones, because you don't want it to have lots left for next year, because I think they've got a sale by date, you know. So, because even women's cosmetics now seems to have sun protection factor, you know, 20. This is from either Lidl or Aldi. The ingredients must have been in the box. But, yeah. So really they're saying you need to start wearing sun protection all year round. That's the way we're going, really. Even though that means that'll interfere with our vitamin D intake, really. I don't know. But then you could get vitamin D through the diet if you tried. Actually, it seems the government now recommend taking vitamin D, you know, in the diet, because they think we're not getting enough, and via a supplement. I'm worried about this luminosity. What does that mean? I don't want it. I checked the Hawaiian Tropic site. I couldn't see this one anymore, so I don't know if it's one of those ones that they've offloaded to the cheap stores. You know, it's not selling, so they offload. Like Home Bargains, it's there in B&M stores. Because I know Home Bargains do that. They buy a lot of stuff that the brands are trying to get rid of because it's not sold. And I suppose it's better than putting it all in the bin, you know. And I'm sure the Home Bargains get them really cheap when they do that. But most of the time there's some sort of catch. And in this case, it could be that, you know. I mean, who wants to be eliminated? This is one Home Bargains always have in stock. I've been trying this recently, but I don't really like it. I'm not sure about sprays, you know. I think now that I know they're all chemical. But then sprays probably don't give you as much as a sheen. But I got this in my eye and it was really, really painful. I had to close my eyes. It's probably the most dangerous driving I've done in a while, because I was driving and I couldn't stop. But yeah, and also when I went to wash this off, I felt I was reacting with and my face was going red, and I couldn't tell if it was actually damage, sunburn, or just a reaction. I think it was a reaction actually, but I can't tell for sure. Because apparently, according to Google Bard, you're more likely to react to chemical ones than you are to mineral ones, because mineral is just a mask really, whereas these ones you're actually absorbing them and some will get in the bloodstream and stuff. Because I've never heard of this like chemical thing before where it's a zapper really, it's a ultraviolet zapper. It reacts, you absorb it and the active ingredient reacts with the UV rays and turns it into heat. So I've never heard of that before. But apparently, chemical, you absorb something in your bloodstream. And according to Google Bard, oh no, actually, there was another website said the authorities allow them to put a lot more active ingredient in than other types of products because it's doing good, you know, the UV rays, but we don't know if there may be some rebound. Yeah, that's a better spray, I like that. Spray's better. One thing about sprays is I seem to use a lot more quicker. So maybe it's just because the bottle's smaller, I don't know, but 200 millilitres. Yeah, I don't like this one, you know. Just too heavy on the skin. I've not tried this one yet, apart from the Luminosity. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, it seems a bit softer cream than that one. I could be deluding myself. What's sprayed in the yellow colour? I'm guessing it was the Home Bargains one, or Calypso. Yeah, that one looks clear. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's this one. The Aldi one. Is this one clear? I think it is. I wish they would stop putting perfume in them as well. That one's Hawaiian Tropics. That's Aldi. My ideal one would probably be sort of an oil or spray, just a thin thing that you don't even notice. So I don't know what to do, you know. I think my new plan is that I've been buying 50 all the time, but I'll just buy 50 and 30, and I'll use 30 for non-sunny days and 50 for the times that everybody else is using sun lotion, you know, really hot, nice days. Let's see what Google Bard says. I asked, are all Hawaiian Tropic sunscreens chemical? Not all Hawaiian Tropic sunscreens are chemical. In fact, I looked up the site and 3 of them said mineral, and they actually said mineral on the package. So if it doesn't say mineral on the package, I'm guessing it'll be chemical nowadays, because the public have spoken, you know what I mean? They don't want that sort of white tint on their face. But apparently the mineral ones are meant to be better for people who are sensitive. So you've got to take that in mind. I thought it'd be the other way around. I thought it'd be chemical, the more sensitive, but apparently it's... And I thought that because I thought I was using mineral ones. So maybe I might try mineral now. But mineral's like 26% in the market, so you might struggle to find it, and I think it's more expensive. And what are they saying here? Chemical sunscreens absorb UV rays and convert them into heat, which is then released from the skin. Chemical sunscreens are typically more lightweight and cosmetically elegant than mineral sunscreens, but they can be more irritating to some people. Some of the most common chemical sunscreen ingredients include oxybenzone, avobenzone, octinoxate, and octocrylene. All mine seem to be octocrylene. I wonder if it's cheaper, but it has the same effect, I hope. Mineral sunscreens sit on top of the skin and reflect UV rays away. Mineral sunscreens are generally considered to be more gentle on the skin than chemical sunscreens, but they can be more noticeable on the skin and can leave a white cast. Some of the most common mineral sunscreen ingredients are titanium dioxide and zinc dioxide. It gives you some examples of Hawaiian Tropic, but they say mineral on them. Actually, I see, yeah, the mineral ones say mineral on them. What else have I wrote here? Yeah, I asked how chemical sunscreen works, which I just said. It absorbs UV rays and converts them into heat. How does it absorb them? Does it do a chemical reaction? I didn't realise you could do that with 2 different types of things, you know. I don't think of UV rays as a chemical. I think of them as an energy, you know, but, you know, they know better than me. The active ingredients in chemical sunscreens include avobenzone, octinoxate, oxybenzone, octocrylene, homosalate, and octasalate. Here is how chemical sunscreen works in more detail. The active ingredients in chemical sunscreen absorb into the skin. When UV rays hit the skin, they interact with the active ingredients and are converted into heat. The heat is then released from the body. This process of absorbing and converting UV rays into heat helps to protect the skin from sunburn and premature aging. One other thing I didn't realise was UVB rays, which is a type that gives you sunburn. That can also cause skin cancer as well. I thought it was just UVA, but apparently UVB as well. So when you get, and that's the type that causes sunburn. So chemical sunscreens are generally considered safe for most people, but there are some concerns about their potential health risks. Yeah, I saw a website that says that the authorities let a lot more of the active ingredient into sunscreens than they do for other things. I suppose chemical sunscreens aren't even a sunscreen, are they? More a zapper, you know what I mean? But maybe they are sunscreen, maybe it hits on contact on your layer of your skin, you know, because mineral ones are a mask. But anyway, some studies have shown that chemical sunscreens may be absorbed into the bloodstream and could have negative effects on the body. However, the FDA has concluded that chemical sunscreens are safe when used as directed. And they also call mineral sunscreens physical sunscreens. Physical sunscreens, also known as mineral sunscreens, work by reflecting UV rays away from the skin. They are generally considered to be safer than chemical sunscreens, but they can be more difficult to apply and can leave a white cast on the skin. So then they're saying the usual, look for a sunscreen that has a SPF of 30 or higher. Choose a sunscreen that is broad-based, broad spectrum, which means it protects against both UVA and UVB. Make sure the sunscreen is water resistant, especially if you will be swimming or sweating. Do you apply sunscreen every 2 hours or more often if you're swimming or sweating? Avoid sunscreens that contain oxybenzone or octinoxate, as these ingredients have been linked to health concerns. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I kept asking it the same question again and again. So I got the same answer, really. Now on about the harmfulness of UV rays. Both UVA and UVB rays are harmful to the skin, but in different ways. UVA rays have longer wavelengths and lower energy levels than UVB rays. They can penetrate deeper into the skin and cause premature aging, such as wrinkles and age spots. UVA rays also contribute to the development of some skin cancers, such as melanoma. UVB rays have shorter wavelengths and higher energy levels than UVA rays. They can cause sunburn and damage the DNA in skin cells, which can lead to skin cancer. UVB rays are also responsible for most cases of non-melanoma skin cancer. Is that the type that's benign? I don't know. In general, UVA rays are more abundant in the atmosphere than UVB rays. They also penetrate clouds more easily, so you can be exposed to UVA rays even on cloudy days. Yeah, I take that from eyesight. You know, some days it's cloudy, but my eyes are still hurting a bit. I take that to be the UVA rays, although it's probably not actually. It's probably just a light. It's still getting through. Maybe it's more to do with summer, but here are some additional tips for avoiding the sun's harmful UV rays. Avoid tanning beds, wear protective clothing, seek shade during the middle of the day, get a yearly skin exam. Alright guys. At the time I wasn't sure if you could get chemical sunscreen cream. I didn't know if you could get cream, I thought it was just oils and that, because I thought the texture, but yes, you can get chemical sunscreen cream. In fact, I've been using chemicals cream all the time and I didn't realise. They're suggesting some like Neutrogena, La Roche, CeraVe. I'm always in the home bargains, £5 range, you know, so these are all new to me. I wonder if getting the dearer ones makes any difference. I'm guessing they're all the same for protection, but what's the difference? Are they lighter, the dearer ones, or the... I do like this, by the way. I don't know if it's the other things, but it feels heavy to me. Alright guys, it's a wrap. There you go. Goodbye.